What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, low baggers? It is Wednesday, October 10th, and you're watching the Low Shack in the Bag Show. My name is Jimmy the Bag. I'm sitting beside the legend Pete Low Shack. Sorry about the tech issues that got us, that created us to start a few minutes late. Thank you. We have a huge group of cappers that have already joined us, talking action, and are here even when the show was not giving us likes and being great guys.
Even when the show is not giving us likes? What do you mean?
No, even when the show is not on.
Oh, they were giving us likes and being great guys. Yes, thank you very much. Sorry, guys. You know, ups and downs, ups and downs. I'm a little bit down right now, but I got my prune juice here, and hopefully
good.
everything will be okay. Yesterday was interesting, right? I actually had a slightly profitable day. I cashed. CC Sabathia did get hit, right?
He did.
Why was I so worried about that? I don't know. I was, and I also said I was leaning Yankees second half, which I didn't give. And the Dallas game soared way over, but we took Dallas -1, which was a loser. I guess in retrospect, did you see what happened? Any thoughts on yesterday, Jim, on the NHL game?
Yeah, I mean the Leafs. You know, they started those first 3 games against such terrible teams and played down to their level. Maybe when they play better teams, they're going to smash them in the mouth. Maybe they're the most dangerous squad in the NHL.
Yeah.
You know, it was a mistake trying to time an under with them. I don't think I'll continue to do that. And it's probably a mistake trying to figure out when to fade them, even though we'll get a ton of value when we do. I mean, if you went against the Leafs in all 4 games on the -1.5 line, you'd be way up because of that Senators loss. So they're going to be a tricky play, and it probably doesn't make sense for me to.
That's right. And of course, everyone who was on Appalachian State, I passed on that game. You know, I was thinking that maybe Arkansas State, might have been getting a little bit undervalued. But as everyone said, don't step in front of that Appalachian State train. Like I said, they're kind of like the Alabama of the Sun Belt, and they absolutely rolled. You know, at some point, Arkansas State, I think, might have a little bit of value because they do have a pretty dangerous passing game, but not against Appalachian State. So we'll see what's up with Arkansas State next week. And so yesterday was pretty interesting. You had Columbus, right?
Had Columbus at plus 200,
right?
But the Leafs Dallas stuff caused me to have a losing day. If I had just not taken the that late under, I would have just lost a unit on the day, but ended up down 2 units. You know, there's going to be that. I still feel like there's going to be just a ton of volatility with these puck lines, and I was an empty net goal from the Jets away from a nice winning night, so it was very close. The Jets completely destroyed the Kings. Just Campbell looked very good in net. And we'll keep rolling.
Yes, definitely. Jessica Fine says, Appalachian State easy winner. Low Shack kept saying, Arkansas State plus the points. No, I didn't, Jessica Fine. I said I was leaning that way. I was saying I was thinking that way. I was thinking out loud, but that was not a pick and not a bet. You know the rule, Jessica Fine. No lying. Be careful because you're cutting it close. If you lie, you're out of here. You're out of here. Ban. And I don't mean for this week. I mean for good. Yes, you can make another account and come back. But no, I was just thinking out loud about Arkansas State, and I definitely still believe that Arkansas State will have value at some point in the future because, again, they have a great quarterback and a great receiving complement of receivers. They have issues, right? They have problems scoring in short yardage, and they can't stop the run. Against Appalachian State, that is deadly. Against other less impressive Sun Belt teams, it won't matter as much. So I am looking to Arkansas State as maybe having value later on. But no, I did not make a pick on that one. I did not bet it. If you had given me a free play on that game, I would have put it on Arkansas State. But I also said that I was leaning towards the under, which did cash.
Did easily.
Yeah. Now, do you think Jessica Fine is just too stupid to remember that, or do you think Jessica Fine knows that and just is ignoring it? All right, we're not going to talk about Jessica Fine, but once again, lying will get you banned. Hate will not get you banned. Lying will get you banned, along with spam and racism. All right. So, what else do we have going on here, Jimmy the Bag?
We have a light schedule today, so we're going to have a lot of time to break down college football Thursday and Friday. We're going to have a lot of time to break down the NFL card. We've already started. I've started with 2 college football plays and 2 NFL plays. I find tonight's small NHL card difficult. What I would like to do, and I can't do that with my book yet, is I would like to actually back the Golden Knights in the first period, and I would like to back the Coyotes on the first period, but I can only get them plus a half, and that is not going to work. That's not going to bring me any cash. So I'm going to break down the games with you guys and wait a little bit and try to make the right decision. But this is a tricky spot. I mean, here we have the Capitals on after 5 days off. That shouldn't be good for them.
Lamont Williams says, Jimmy the Bag and Peter Loshak, this is the best show out there. Now, that is not could not count as a lie. That's just an opinion, right? An opinion cannot count as a lie. No, I'm kidding around. That's the truth. Lamont Williams, shout out. And once again, let's just give a quick congratulations to everyone who did have Appalachian State. Much more of the chat had Appalachian State than the rest. And in fact, did anyone say? Oh, yeah, there were a few people at the end of last show saying that they were going to take Arkansas State. Yes,
at the very end.
But most of the people were saying first half Appalachian State full game, Appalachian State team total over, which I did also cash, didn't it?
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. What was it, 35?
No, it was 35 and a half. At least where it depends when you got it.
Right.
But when I was looking at it, it was 35 and a half, and it moved up to 36 and a half. They only put up 35. Jessica Fine really wanting to fade me. These minus 230s and minus 220s that you're going to have to get fading my NHL are definitely going to hurt you in the long run. But I love that you're doing it, Jessica Fine. And nobody succeeds fading my NHL picks because you're going to be getting minus 230s, minus 250s.
Well, we'll see. Yes, we will see. Jessica Fine says, you can't ignore me. Baby, I bring views to the show. Let's try. Let's do our best. Can we ignore her? I don't know. But we're sure going to try, Jimmy the Bag.
Let's try.
But it's going to be hard this show because there's so little to talk about.
But there is, because already King's coming in talking about hitting USF -7 against Tulsa. I would like to do a nice deep breakdown on that game. We can get a ton of information because USF is now in the top 25.
Yeah.
So I'd like to break down two giant running attacks going at each other.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to all of them.
Now, I will admit, this has not been an official pick yet, but I did bet Tulsa +7.5. I talked about that on the Monday show. Not an official pick yet, and I will pull out all the official picks that we've given. But
then she is lying.
Why?
Because she says she made all this cash. She said, nope, I don't take +1.5. I took money lines. Well, then you lost. Then you lost on the Jets Kings.
Oh, there you go.
So then you lost on the Kings, right? You lost with fading the Coyotes.
Oh shit!
Right. So then you couldn't have gone 4-1, Jessica Fine.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So your future on this show is looking pretty flimsy. On the other hand, your future in the U.S. economy is looking great. You know what I'm
just
saying?
caught her in another lie.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Jessica Fine, lying is not going to get you that far in the Loshak in the Bag show, but in the U.S. economy in general, you'd be a fucking millionaire. You know what I'm saying? With Jessica Fine's lack of character, her vicious personality, and her commitment to dishonesty, she should be a millionaire in like 2 years.
Now she's back. No, I took +1.5. Why would I take +1.5? I take money lines. Let's get it. And then, nope.
You know what I'm thinking?
I took +1.5.
Congress, Senate candidate, right there. Supreme Court candidate. With that kind of lying with two comments after each other,
lying within 30 seconds of each other, yeah.
Politics, baby. Jessica Fine, do it. I know it seems like a high mountain to climb. At first, it's not going to come true, but do it. You have all the tools. Stupidity, lack of character, and dishonesty. Go for it. I would start with state Senate, maybe first state assembly. Quickly move up to Congress, and then see what you got. Maybe run for Senate, maybe Supreme Court. All right, so no, not Supreme Court because you have to be a lawyer. All right.
Brian Watson says, love the U in the Ducks game, loving the under in the Ducks game. I'm looking forward to talk about NHL. This is review picks, look at the line moves. So this is this is not the right...
Yeah. Guys, this is not what I sent in today. This is not what I sent. See, the people behind the camera, they're not lying. They're just, what's up with this? What's up with this? Big line move favoring Yankees. No. Now they're looking at us saying we're lying here. No, there wasn't a big line move favoring the Yankees. No, there's no line move in the Yankees. There's no Yankees game at all. Now people are thinking that we're lying. Now people are thinking that we are lying. That is not the correct, I don't know what you want to do, but that's not what I sent in this morning. That's not what I sent in this morning.
It is not going to help. Shout out to Jared Trader, who is also on the Blue Jackets. Said, trust me, plays are now 3-1 on this show.
All right. So okay, yes. Shout out to Jared Trader. All right. So let's.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay. There you go. All right. So now let's move into NHL. Yeah, 3 tough games. Obviously. Sorry. We're a little bit haphazard today, but that is par for the course when there's not that many games. Let me just pull up my notes. I didn't make any bets on the opening lines, on the overnight lines, on any of these. I'm thinking, obviously, that shout out to everyone who had San Jose yesterday. Shout out to everyone who had San Jose yesterday, including one borderline hater. I forgot his name, but he had San Jose. And obviously, Philly is now in the same spot. Yeah. And Ottawa is obviously a team that can get beat. Both have been super high scoring. I was thinking about the first period over. I don't know about the full game over at 6.5. It was 6, I would have taken it, but there was no 6.5 that I saw. I was thinking about the first period over. What do you think?
Dan Kelly saying, show us the NHL record.
Okay, let's see the NHL records. If you have it up there, I did have a split day yesterday. 1-1, so I'm still up a few units. Jimmy the Bag, it's a what did you say?
Oh, I'm not, but it's okay. I still feel very good. There's going to be a ton of volatility. Last year, it took me a month before I started going up.
Yes, ton of volatility. Look at that. And I guess, my first period over on the Dallas game, that was actually my bigger bet. And then I did take Dallas -1. I feel like in retrospect, I'm not sure if that was a smart move or not. And obviously in retrospect, I had my notes that San Jose was in a big bounce back spot, and I should have taken that one. Other than that, I'm fine with everything that I passed on yesterday. Today, I'm thinking about the first period over in Philly, Ottawa. The Vegas-Washington game. Vegas obviously not scoring. The Caps have been exploding, but obviously, 2 or 3 games, and it's a Cup rematch. We'll talk about that. And then Arizona, Anaheim. Both teams have been very, very low scoring. We'll discuss whether that's likely to continue or not. I was thinking about the first period under in that one. Let's start with Philly, Ottawa. Is this a bounce back spot for Philly? You like Philly in general, though, don't you?
I really do. I really do. Now, we're dealing with a couple things. First off, we got Yaya saying, have you thanked me, Mr. Peters? All I could do is watch most of the first half. Yaya, you really loved Arkansas State yesterday, but you did have the under. You did have the under in the first half under. So it was pretty good, Yais, and we thank you for being a low bagger, but not necessarily for the glory you provided with us yesterday. By
the way, one other thing I would like to say, huge shout out to myself and Jimmy the Bag for putting our records on the screen at all times, for being religiously honest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most handicappers don't do that. For good reason. Why? Because they are smart. It's a good decision for them not to do that. We do it for other reasons, and it makes us very vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it makes the show more compelling, but it's not easy to do. So a huge shout out to Jimmy the Bag and myself, Peter Loshak, for keeping religious track of these records. We don't even use 5 dimes lines. We don't even use reduced juice heritage lines. We don't even use SIA lines, which would make our records a lot better, and we could. Huge shout out to myself and Jimmy the Bag for being religiously honest, keeping track of the records, putting them up there, no matter what, win, lose, or draw. Huge shout out to both of us. All right, go ahead.
It's a dangerous business.
Go ahead.
And Marco Lou says you guys do not sell your picks. Flipper13 says it's my mom's and daughter's birthday tonight.
It's not technically true. Marco Lou, I do have a college football package you can get for a reach around, but we'll talk about that later.
You
get the entire college football season, including through bowl season and the NFL playoffs, entire college football season for a reach around. But yeah.
No, I like it.
Yes.
I like the deal.
Go ahead.
I'm very interested to see who's going to be on it.
Yeah.
Flyers, Senators. So Flyers are one of the teams that picked up the cast-offs. The Leafs had very nice goaltending. They decided to go with Sparks. They let McElhaney and Picard go on waivers. Both of them were picked up. Picard was picked up by the Flyers. 33 games with the Marlies last year, went 21-9-1 with a 2.31 goals against average, .918 save percentage, and 1 shutout. He was picked up off of waivers last week. Flyers are on the second half of a back-to-back, being embarrassed last night. We saw how that worked with the Sharks. Are they going to come out flying? Flyers hadn't allowed 8 goals in the game since 2011. Craig Anderson will be back in goal. He looked okay in the first 2 games. Mike Condon looked terrible last game against Boston. The Senators will be bad this year, but will be a little bit better when they get last line change at home. Their first line is ranked 29th out of 31 teams in the NHL. It's Zingle, Zack Smith, and Mark Stone. Stone's a beauty, but Zingle and Zack Smith, they're not the kind of guys you expect to be top 6 forwards. Duchesne centers Brady Tkachuk and Michael Boedker. That's actually a higher rated second line, even though very few of us trust Duchesne, trust his character, or any of that. What is the play here? Is the Flyers are going to put the beat down on the Senators? Do we trust Calvin Picard? I kind of do. I kind of do trust Calvin Picard. Danny Naduni says, what's the best NHL line tonight on the puck line? This is not easy. This is not an easy spot. Not Applicable says, Ottawa has crappier goaltending than Philly. Do they? If there was with the 7th game of the Stanley Cup Finals, would you take Picard over Anderson? I don't think I would. But if it's that equal, and the Flyers are so much better than the Senators, and coming off a spot where they need to bounce back, are the Flyers -1.5 to play here? This is a tricky spot. Do you have a move on this?
I was thinking about the first period over and maybe the Flyers team total over, although it is one of these 3.5 plus 120s, which is tough to bet on. But I was thinking about the first period over on this one and maybe the full game over, although 6.5 is a little bit up there. But definitely the first period over. Both of these starting goalies are. What's your take on Craig Anderson right now? He's confirmed.
He's just an old goalie who's not playing well, and he hasn't played well for a long time.
And what's your take on the Flyers offense in general?
Well, they're missing JVR, but this Flyers offense should be able to roll.
They should be,
and if
right?
you think of this Ottawa Senators defense, who do they have as a shutdown defender? Cece, maybe? Maybe?
All right, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take the first period over. Philly.
And that is exactly what Scotty Rock is on. Flyers Senators first period over 1.5.
Yeah, minus 129 is the current line at
But
Pinnacle.
he's also on the Senators' money line.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. You know, this is like, it's like the Dallas game yesterday. I thought it was going to be high. I agree with you. The Dallas was probably the side with value. We might have been wrong on that one, but I definitely like the first period line over, and I bet that one 2 units. $5.60 for anyone who's counting. Yeah, this is one where I'm thinking that Philly is probably going to bounce back, but if they don't and Ottawa explodes offensively, you still will see, see high scoring games. So I'm taking the first period over 1.5 minus 129. That is at the Pinnacle right now. Okay. And
Alex Smith joining us from the Ice Guys. Great to have you.
Yes,
Thank you
shout
for
out
being
to
here.
Alex Smith. A few. Bill Buttlicker says, can I get a shout out, Pete? Yes, Bill Buttlicker warning me. I already made the Pittsburgh Steelers team total over at 25.5, an official pick. Bill Buttlicker and Kobe Valentine warning me to be careful about taking Big Ben on the road. I didn't quite take the Steelers, plus the points are on the money line. I just took them on the team total over. But clearly, Bill Buttlicker and Kobe Valentine are concerned about the play that I made there. Bill Buttlicker also letting us know that it doesn't sound like Hilton and Jack Doyle will play this weekend against the Jets because Frank Reich is still referring to them as week to week. We'll talk about that game a little bit in the NFL segment. Yeah, I was thinking that maybe the Jets might be a good play here. I feel like I'm Andrew Luck. I feel like I'm always concerned about betting against him, but the Colts are so banged up, very vulnerable. We'll talk about that later. Huge shout out to Bill Butler, and BT says, Pete, didn't you promise not to mention that bitch anymore this week? Yes, I did. And I broke my promise. Not a huge promise to break, but it is a promise that I broke, and I will try to keep it from now on. Shout out to you, BT. All right, now let's move on. Vegas and Washington, right? The Cup rematch. Vegas has not been scoring. Washington has exploded. They've had a long break since their last game, though. What do we expect here, Jim?
Just back to that Phillies Senators game.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
okay.
we did. I was ready to move on, but the more I look at it, the more I think that this is such a huge opportunity for Picard. Flyers just got embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Flyers are the play here.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe I should. And Mr. Ghost said, Jimmy, you're not on Flyers puck line. I wasn't going to early, and I'm trying to find spots to take Ottawa at home. But after that embarrassing situation, this Flyers team has a lot of veterans and a lot of heart. I think they come back here.
It does seem like that's what the game has written all over it, doesn't it? In the meantime, we have a recommendation to take St. Petersburg. CSKA St. Petersburg from Norm L minus 1.5 starting in 5 minutes. We got a lot of comments that I am copying and pasting for the rest of the show. Go ahead, Jim. What do you want to make a decision on this game, or do you want to? Again, you can wait till the evening show.
No, I would like to make a decision on it during this show, but if we can just, once we're done these 3 games, if we can just stop and come back and give me a few more minutes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Golden Knights at Capitals. So that first game of the season for the Capitals, I was not expecting them to come out firing. And this is a sort of a similar situation. 5 days off for their third game of the season is very strange.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange. And the Golden Knights, they lost to Buffalo badly, but Fleury allowed us 4 goals on 17 shots. They completely outshot the Sabres 37-17. Now they're dealing with injuries to Stastny, Tuck, and Eakin. The big thing about Vegas, and the reason why we should have started fading them immediately, and I was just gun-shy from everything that went on last year, but is that Nate Schmidt is their number 1 defenseman, and not having him for 20 games at PEDs is a big, big, big deal. So Sana says Vegas on first back-to-back. It's not a back-to-back. Vegas didn't play last night. That was game against Buffalo was 2 days ago, so it's not a back-to-back. I expect them to go right back to Fleury. Fleury in this spot. So what do we expect from the Capitals? Well-rested, 5 days off. Braden Holtby pitched a shutout on opening night, then he gets shelled for 7 goals. I want to take Vegas first period, but I want to do that on the money line, and I can't get that right now. I can only get the plus half.
Vegas first period?
Yeah, can you get it in a book? Because the book I use, I can't get it.
Yeah, sure. Hold on. Just give me 1 second. I'm looking at the St. Petersburg line right now.
So what is it at?
Well, it's in minus 135, but just the full game is minus 231. Okay, so the first period for what? For Vegas?
Talking about Forever says Flyers have a terrible record in their last 39 games in Ottawa. Ouch. Yeah, they do. They do, but is this the same Senator squad? This is a terrible, terrible Senator squad.
Yeah, you can get it at plus 115.
For Vegas first period?
Yes, it's out everywhere.
Okay, sorry, it's not out in my book.
Yeah, they don't have it at Bet365 or the Greek or Intertop. Some
so
places
that's not everywhere.
Yeah, no, but it's right.
Okay.
But I mean, everywhere that because they don't have those lines, I don't believe. Does Bet365 ever offer them?
They do offer. They do offer late before games. Then. Okay. Mr. Gokster says I could see a 2-1 Vegas win or something. 5.5 is too low. It's just how I was saying it's the first of a back-to-back. They play in Pitt tomorrow. Great call, Susanna. Sorry. Mr. Gokster being saying careful with the over. Rostradamus, Flyers, Caps, Coyotes, or nothing. Alex Smith, I want no part of Vegas tonight, even though this should be a revenge spot. Again, I agree with you. I don't really buy into that. I agree with Alex. I don't really buy into the revenge spot, but the Golden Knights are getting a ton of shots. I still don't find Holtby someone who you can count on, even though he just won the Cup. I feel like the Golden Knights' first period is a play that can work, especially with the Caps off of 5 days rest. Normal says don't take Vegas, Caps own them. I'm going to take some time on this spot. I'm going to take some time, but I feel like how could the Caps not be sloppy? You know, they start off the year with a 7-0 win. The Stanley Cup banner comes down. They go into Pittsburgh, play well, lose 7-6, and then have 5 days off. That's tough.
What's your take on Vegas this year? Are they as good, better, or worse than last year?
It's impossible that they could be as good,
right?
Because they had 12 guys with career years and a goalie with a career year, and now their best defenseman starts the first 20 games not playing because of PEDs. There's just no way. There's just no way that they could possibly be as good as they were last year. But they could still be a good team, and they outshoot the Sabres over 2-1. I mean, this is still a team that can score, and their first line is still special, and they still have a ton of speed. Arthur Meade Jr., I like Washington Capitals, Vegas Knights under 6. Raul Rogers, best bet is over. Big Ragu says vacation hangover for Cap. Mr. Gokster says, I see Cap sloppy. Long 5 days off. I agree, Jimmy. But Mr. Gokster says, Vegas is a down team, but a huge spot for them here. I agree this is a huge spot for them here. The more I look and the more we talk, Alex Smith said, I'd be inclined to fade Vegas for the rest of the trip. Should they win tonight? Yes. Should they win tonight? Sure. But I feel like this is a spot that they could win tonight. I really do. I feel like I don't see how the Caps won't be sloppy. No Gatzlaff. Ricky Levine says, I'm going for Arizona. Wait for the lineup. Yes. But don't forget, Arizona is still missing their second and third centers on the depth chart. But I agree. This is a tough spot. This is a tough spot. Flyers, I think the Flyers and the Knights have value here. And I'm inclined to take them both, but I guess I need a little bit more time to study it. Are you making a move on the Vegas Washington?
No, it's too much of a weird game. I mean, it's a Cup rematch, and you have such stark early season results from both of these teams. Vegas having problems scoring and Washington exploding. If you gave me a free play on it right now, I guess I would throw it on Washington, although that might be just a square thing to do. I agree with you that it's, Vegas. I mean, Marc-André Fleury says he's getting up for this game. He says, of course, but maybe he doesn't really care. What else is he going to say?
Marc-André Fleury has had one good game sandwiched between two terrible ones.
Yeah.
He's got to be up for this game. He's allowed 10 goals on 63 shots. Big Roo says, nice spot, Vegas for sure on it.
Okay. Let's move on to Arizona, Anaheim, two low-scoring teams. They've already played once this year, and it was a very low. It was a 1-zip game, right? And in fact, Arizona hasn't scored yet this year, have they?
They have not scored yet.
Right.
And everybody was on their season total over. I said, watch how bad they start out. I'm on their season total under. I do not like this hockey team at all, and how we shouldn't get caught up in how that last 20 games went. Now, Rick Tocchet is very upset.
Why was everyone liking them, and why were you not liking them?
Because of this recency bias. Everybody saw how they did in the last 25 games of the season. This is a bad hockey team. It's different. When you're by far the worst team in the league, you bring up guys from the A, you can have a nice last 20, 25 games. Rick Tocchet is a coach that demands so, and look, Trenton Claxton, Vegas money line, free money. Rick Tocchet is a guy who demands accountability from his team. How is he going to get it with this team that they put together? They just don't have, they have a nice puck-moving defense. Don't get me wrong, and I was high on their defense last year. But their forwards just don't have grit, and we're asking Keller, who is the sophomore jinx is so available for this kid who is so incredible in his rookie season. How is he going to get help? Derek Stepan is not a first-line centerman. They do not have enough grit in their forward lines. Max Domi was the only guy who had grit in that forward group. And they get rid of him for Galchenyuk. underachiever everywhere he goes. So yes, I don't trust this Coyotes team. Now, I love Antti Ranta. He's been great so far this year, and he'll continue to be great. John Gibson's been out of this world incredible. .958 save percentage, 1 shutout, 3 wins. Alex Smith saying would look at playing the draw on the 3-way line. Norm L says Coyotes losing Domi is a big deal. You know, everybody thought they got a ton of value for Domi, and everyone thought Montreal got fleeced. And I'm not saying that didn't happen. But when you have a team with no truculence whatsoever with their forward group, Domi becomes a very important person. And their 27-year-old boy GM was so angry every time he'd fight. It's like the GM and the coach, the GM's not giving the coach the right players to work with. The Coyotes have not scored a goal. They lose 3-0 to Dallas, then get blanked by the Ducks, 1-0. Stepan and Panik got tons of shots against the Ducks. Stepan got 9 shots. Panik had 7 shots. Neither could get one past Gibson. Yeah, I'd like to take the Coyotes here. I'm not sure. This is such a confusing game because I'm so down on the Coyotes, and the Ducks are playing way over their head.
Well, Mr. Gogster and Sasana both like Arizona here. Sasana says everyone was afraid of San Jose yesterday. Philly money line. Oh, sorry, that was a different comment. Sasana says Arizona money line, and Mr. Gogster says I'm leaning Arizona too, pal. Why do you think that their offensive anemia so far is fundamental or just fluky?
Rick Tocchet's so angry at them not following through towards the net. But look at these lines. How are they supposed to do anything? So it's Panik, Stepan, and Perlini. That's ranked 30 out of 31 forward units in the NHL. Their second line, Nick Cousins, Clayton Keller, Christian Fischer. That's ranked 24th. Their third line, Grabner, Richardson, Hinostroza, is ranked 28th. Richardson couldn't make the Canucks.
Do you think the firepower just isn't there for Arizona?
Not only that, but like the guys like Dylan Strome, Lawson Krause, these high draft picks that we expected to be good, maybe they're not good. And that's something that we had to deal with in Vancouver until we got Pettersson. These guys have where's their power forward who's going to take the puck to the net? Is it Perlini? It might only be Perlini. They just don't have any of that toughness. So when you're playing a low-scoring, tight-checking game, you've got to go to the net. And the Coyotes just don't have people who can do that. It's tough. I don't know what to do. I want to fade the Ducks, but not with this Coyotes. Moshe Bograd says Vegas score first at -115. I think that's a great play. I'm surprised that too bad you can only get -115 on it. Ron Rogers says historically Coyotes play well at home and not on the road. I can't back the Coyotes. Yes, everybody and their mom wants to fade the Ducks right now, but I just can't do it. Norm L says this game is a pass. I got to figure out what to do with this Coyotes Duck spot. I don't know what to do. Is the under low hanging? It's so juiced to under 5.5.
I was thinking about the first period under. I don't know, though. I feel like Arizona might come out here and put up 3 goals in the first period and shock the world.
I think Arizona are going to get the bounces at some point. Are they going to get the bounces against the hottest goalie in the young NHL season?
Is he hot for a reason or hot for flukes?
No, he's hot for a reason.
He's that good, huh?
Yeah, and he's dealt with injuries most of last season.
And he's better now, huh?
He's always been. Remember, they got rid of Frederik Andersen because John Gibson was the guy. Frederik Andersen's a good goalie. Non-applicable says it's Ducks and the under. Alex Smith, Nashville was a complete no-show last night despite firing a ton of shots. Yes, we're going to have to back Nashville as soon as they play again. I agree, Alex. Shout
out to Alex Smith. So great to have him in the comment section. From the Ice Guys, right?
Yeah, one of the...
Watch that show.
Definitely check out the Ice Guys. Great cappers. Swiatek says, I'd take Coyotes around +150 at +138. No thanks. Jaquan Foster, until Arizona does something, fade them.
Kobe Valentine likes an Arizona win, but also a low-scoring game, predicting the score of Arizona 2-1. Antoine Seymour liking Flyers team total over 2.5. Jim Rome's a douche. Flyers team total over is the play. Let me see. Who is that? Stephen Alla hitting us up with a play of the day in soccer. Costa Rica, Limon, Herediano. Limon against Herediano. Herediano money line -115 starts at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you, Stephen Alla.
Oh, Stephen Alla. Thank you for that.
Yes, I got it. I'm copying and pasting here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, looking back at these 3 games, Daffin says your first loss of the season was no score in the Caps' first 10 minutes, and they scored twice in the first 2 minutes. Don't bet against Caps scoring early. Hey, I hear that, Daffin. it caught me by surprise that they were so ready to go, and that's my only hesitation, that after these 5 days, will they be ready to go?
Jim Rome's a douche and Antoine Seymour. Antoine Seymour is saying Flyers team total over 2.5. Antoine Seymour, if it was 2.5, I'd be on that one. I'm seeing 3.5 at plus money, which is a tough thing to take. You are getting plus money, but you got to get to 4 goals to
Who's
cash.
that on?
And Flyers team total over. He quoted 2.5, which I'm seeing 3.5 Antoine Seymour at plus money, granted, but still.
So I think the Flyers and the Golden Knights may be plays I make. First off, I am going to take the Flyers on the puck line. I am going to take them to bounce back here. I am going to go for a big score.
This, okay. Well, we will line shop, which we do here at SBRodds.com. What do we have here? Plus 220 at a bunch of places will be the best line we can give you. Okay, so Jimmy the Bag is taking Philly puck line plus 220. Okay, I'm on the first period over 1.5 in that one.
I'm also going to take the Las Vegas Golden Knights on the puck line, minus 1.5.
Oh, look at that. So you can get an alternative puck line here, Jim, right? We want minus 1.5?
Yes.
All right, what are you looking at, Bet365 or what? Where are you looking, Jim?
Yes, I will get Bet365.
All right, why don't you check Bet365? I'll check Pinnacle, and we'll see. We'll give you the better one. This will be also interesting because we don't have the alternative lines on SBR Odds. Maybe that's coming in a year or so, but as of right now, we don't have it. For Vegas, what do you see for the minus 1.5 line, Jim, at Bet365?
Plus 310.
Okay, I'm seeing 300 at Pinnacle, so we'll give you that one. Plus 310. Jim's also going to take Vegas puck line alternative minus 1.5 plus 310.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't know what to do other than taking a heavily juiced under in the Coyotes-Ducks game, which maybe I will do. I just need more time, I guess, to break it down. First off, I'm not going to back the Coyotes. I do not like this hockey team. The Ducks have these kids coming up, hungry, wanting a spot. So Not Applicable says Ducks score first. Normal says disagree with Vegas there. I just can't believe. Okay, yes, I was so wrong on the Caps being ready to fire after the banner. Am I going to be wrong with the Caps being ready to fire again on 5 days off? Did Ovechkin train all those days that he had off, or is he outside? It's very difficult to make these calls.
What's your take on Washington in general? Obviously they're this. You don't want to fade the champion. The reigning champion is oftentimes a team that you want to fade, especially early in the next season. But what's your take on Washington right now in general?
My take on Washington in general is they're very good hockey. But I don't trust Braden Holtby through an 82-game season. And when you win a Stanley Cup, raises are paid, and the value of some of your extra players or your role players less. And we had to deal with that in Vancouver, even though we didn't win the Stanley Cup. We had to deal with that. And that's what happens with these good teams. So, yeah, I think the Capitals are going to be a good team. Am I going to try to find the right time to fade them? Yeah, I'm going to try to do that all year.
Okay, Bill Perry says Caps will destroy Vegas. And Mr. Gokser, under in Arizona, Anaheim. Yeah, that one is just, if it cashes, we'll say it was so obvious and we overthought ourselves. If it goes over, we'll say it was too obvious, too good to be true, right? The game obviously has underwritten all over it.
Gas Station Susie says, Jimmy, please explain why you don't think the Coyotes will show improvement this season.
Yes, I would like to know that.
Okay, first off,
thank you.
We knew that they would start off poorly without their second and third, without Galchenyuk and their third line. Sorry, let me get to the... Who am I
Brant Hunt says, Pete is the ultimate SBR team player. Brant Hunt! Been giving me such nice comments recently. Shout out to you, Brant Hunt. Thank you so much, Brant Hunt. Oh, man.
Galchenyuk and Christian Dvorak on injured reserve to start the season puts them in a big hole. If Derek Stepan was the kind of center you could play 26 minutes a game, maybe that wouldn't be the case. But you look back, Dylan Strome, a guy who just continues to not fire. Brad Richardson, a guy that couldn't make the worst team in the league, Canuck. Look at their left wing depth. Perlini, Gradner, Hinostroza, Cousins. Right wing, Heller, Fisher, and then Archibald's hurt. Their defense is good. I like Halmerson, I like Goligoski, I like Ekman Larson. Why do I think that they just don't have enough toughness? Rick Tocchet is so angry because they don't go to the net, they don't follow their shots, they don't follow to get the rebounds. That's going to be a problem with this.
Elio Rodriguez says, I'm so confused with hockey names. I hear you, Elio. I hear you. A lot of times I'm secretly here like the Coyotes. They're from Colorado? Where are they from? I hear you, Elio Rodriguez. I hear you. All right. So
Alex Smith says, this is a mandated 5-day break for the Caps, which was a total fade spot the last 2 years. But can't look at that angle this early. I hear that.
Raul Rogers, historically, Coyotes play well at home on the road. And Nutflush Allen makes a point here, Jim. Let's ask you, the NHL expert, right? Jimmy the Bag, had a great record NHL last year and was responsible for about 2/3 of my great record in the NHL. Nutflush Allen. Shout out to Nutflush Allen. This is a comment that's not saying how much he loves us. This is a great comment. NHL feels like the start of NFL, in which they are going to have a hard time adjusting to the over. Yes, we have seen that. We have seen a lot of NFL totals in the low 50s where everyone and their mom, including Tom Marino Tomore, including Ian Cameron, everyone was saying this total should be in the upper 50s. And now we're starting to see that. Nutflush Allen says, seems like the 5.5 overs will become a thing of the past. Jimmy the Bag, great comment. Nutflush Allen, what do you think?
I agree.
You agree?
I think the 5.5s will become a thing of the past.
So you think we're seeing something similar to NFL?
No, because it's just that the game is becoming faster and faster. Before, when the guy who was 5'9" couldn't get drafted because there was no room for him on the ice, those days are gone. It started with Johnny Goodrow going in the 5th round and being an absolute stud who'd be a top 15 pick now. So yes, the tighter checking hockey, it will and younger players. You look at the Canucks. I mean, we sent Sam Gagner because we wanted these young players to get the opportunity. Look at this Hurricane squad. They got rid of Jeff Skinner so that Svechchenko would get these top 6 minutes. The NHL is going younger, going more skilled, going smaller. So yes, I do agree. I think that 5.5s will be a thing of the past, except when you deal with a team like the Ducks.
And what kinds of games should we be looking for unders then in this new environment?
I guess teams that are dealing with tons of injuries that have to tighten everything up, and the Ducks are that perfect example. And so are the Coyotes.
How about an awesome goaltender? Does that make you, or is it the style of play that really makes you? If you see an awesome, I mean, you saw last night with Ben Bishop in goal. Didn't matter. Stored over.
But Ben Bishop is not a top 10 goaltender
okay.
in the NHL. Gibson is a top 10 goaltender in the NHL. Yeah, no, you back these top goaltenders when they're hot, and tons of people did it with Fleury last year. And now maybe he's the right person to fade. I agree that the under sounds like the play, but when are the Coyotes going to start getting bounces? It could happen. If the Coyotes score 3 goals, even then I don't know. You know what? The under does seem maybe like low-hanging fruit. The under does seem like maybe low-hanging fruit. What's the best line we can get on the under in Coyotes Ducks?
The under, well, first of all, because I'm looking at the first period, and the first period is only minus 115. Why is the first period under not much more heavily juiced here? Because I think that the market thinks that Arizona is going to come out and be pissed about what happened to them and try to put up some goals early. The full game under, the best line we can give you, line shopping here at SBR Odds, would be minus 127.
Yeah, minus 127 is not bad.
I mean, it's not terrible. Well, it's not bad for a 1985 NHL game. 2018, maybe it's just a whole different ball game, right, Jim?
It just might be.
Yeah,
just might be. In NFL and in NHL. These games are soaring over early. There's no doubt about it. First off,
how about Vegas, Washington? What's up with, I mean, is Fleury an elite goaltender right now?
Well, not right now, but his numbers last year were spectacular.
Right.
Best of his career.
But that's what I'm saying. Do you expect him to revert back to what we saw from him last year, or was that just like the last great year of his career and now he's going to get cooked?
I expect all 12 players on the Golden Knights who had career years, and 13, including Marc-André Fleury, to not have a career year this year. I bet every single one of them will have a worse year than they had last year.
And Holtby, just average? What's your take on Holtby?
Holtby caught fire late. I don't expect Holtby to be good through 82 games a season. I think that Capitals will be an over-trending team often.
And what is the Knights style of play?
Knights style of play, same as last year. Speed, 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 speed. Let's destroy these guys with our forecheck and with speed. That won't change. Now, if you look at their defense without Schmidt, it's not very good. It doesn't have a lot of depth. Now they have some toughness and size, but if we go down this Vegas defensive depth chart, it's not very good. Colin Miller, Shea Theodore is getting better and better and better. Braden McNabb is another guy who the Kings would have loved to have kept. Derek Engelland is a heart and soul guy. John Merrill, Nick Holden, Brad Hunt. This is not Nate Schmidt was a key cog to that defense.
All right, so then why don't you like the over in this one, Jim? Kobe Valentine says he is expecting a high-scoring game, like a 5-3 type game.
I think the Knights know that they're... First off, I don't know if the Knights are rolling offensively enough to back. Where Dastny's unlikely to be playing. Pacioretty hasn't fit in yet. That first line isn't rolling because everybody knows how dangerous they are. Tech says, look at the third and fourth lines too. If we're going to this,
Big Ragu says, no way Vegas even comes close to last year. D is way off.
But that's because of Schmidt. Schmidt is a huge, huge component to this early season struggles for the Golden Knights. Ryan Watson said Vegas -1.5 Jimmy Swick. Yes. Plus 310 on the Knights, plus 220 on the Flyers. I'd love that to be my only plays tonight. I would absolutely love it.
Yeah, what comment was that?
Oh, sorry. And then Susanna saying, fade Matt Murray. Guy's a trash can. Glad he has a headache. Guy has one great playoff 2 years ago and has been hit shit ever since.
Wait, who has a headache?
Matt Murray deals with.
Why would you not be liking the over in this NHL in the Vegas game? I'm thinking more and more that the over might be worth a shot.
The over definitely might be worth a shot. The Golden Knights offense has not been rolling this year.
All right, I'm taking the first period over in this one as well. Over 1.5 -125 at UWager, MyBookie, and a couple of other places. Pinnacle has 126, and I will take that one as well. The Vegas, Washington, first period over 1.5 -125. First period over 1.5 -125, and I'd be leaning full game over at 6 here as well. Why would we not be liking the full game over at just 6?
I just explained that I can't trust the Golden Knights offense.
You really don't? They've had 2 games where they haven't scored, 3 games where they haven't scored, and you think that's fundamental, even though they like to play fast?
No, I think they can break out.
Right.
There's no doubt I think they can break out. I also think that if they get a 2-goal lead, they're going to line 5 guys up at the red line. That's the only way. There's 2 things that you can't do against the Capitals, and it's sort of the same thing with the Leafs. Can't let them get on the power play, and you can't go odd man rush for odd man rush again. Gerald Martinez says Capitals will be sloppy from the time off. Vegas has been turning it over and sloppy. Vegas pucks will find luck with all those shots. Over is the play. Thomas says, I'm on Washington. I think they will be strong in big games, and they've looked good so far. Knights aren't the same team with new players. They don't have the same chemistry.
Okay, there we go. I have made 2 picks. Philly, Ottawa, first period over 1.5 -129. Vegas, Washington, first period over 1.5 -125. And Jim, so if I split those 2, I will be down about a quarter of a unit. Jimmy the Bag has Philly puck line plus 220, Vegas puck line plus 310. If he splits those 2, he will be way up for the day. And that's just we're just getting started. We might add some. No, we probably won't add any other picks. We only have 3 games today. But do we want to wrap up NHL?
Yeah, let's wrap up. I love having these big plus lines, and I'm a little hesitant to grab the under because that was a play I added last night, but I can understand it.
Okay, we have a Russian commenter. Hello from Russia. Hello right back at you. Bilingual, speaks Russian and English. All right.
Love it. Let's hear some KHL picks anytime you have them. We'd be very, very, very interested to hear.
King Rail says Nets may rest a lot of players tonight. King Rail. You know what I did last night? I would have had a big winning day, except I had perfectly honest here, on my personal accounts, I had a loser because I live bet the under in the Milwaukee game, and then I was like, welcome to the NBA. Live bet the under in Milwaukee game. Great analysis. Great, bet on my part. Positive EV play. Fucking OT screws the whole thing up. Feel me?
Yeah, it's nothing makes you angrier than when you're completely right and the game goes to overtime and you lose.
And you want me to be even more honest, Jimmy the Bag? I made 2 other live bets. I did take the Yankees plus 3.5 when they were down 4-0, so I got a winner on that one.
Beautiful.
But I also took Dallas plus 2.5 at -160 when they were down 6-4. Or no, when they were down 5-3. Do you think that was a good bet? Because I got them plus 2.5 at -160. So if they lose by 2, I'm good.
The problem is when you're down by 2 goals, you pull the goalie with 2.5 minutes left.
Right.
2 minutes 45 seconds left. That will always be a detriment to
but
that.
But the flip side of that is if you come in and score a goal, now you're probably looking at a good situation, right? Because
definitely if you score the first goal.
Yeah.
But you're good. The problem is you're always going to pull the goalie very early. And the other problem is if you score the goal and you're 5-4, you're going to pull the goalie with a minute. Let's say you pull the goalie with 1 minute and 40 seconds left. And they score, you pull the goalie again.
Right.
So
so that was probably a bad bet. So yeah, I had 3 live plays. Yankees plus 3.5 when they were down 4. That one cashed. Dallas plus 2.5 when they were down 2. That one lost. And Milwaukee under, which should have won, but OT screwed it. That's par for the course. All right, let's move on.
Par for the course, yeah. I can't wait to be hammering basketball plays, and then right after our late show, King's Court will be on, and we can start watching them and hammering them live as well.
Mr. Goldser says, Pete, Toronto was rolling. I made a live puck line bet on Toronto when it was 3-2. Yeah. I knew that was a I did. Yeah.
Toronto is a scary team. They did not look good those first 3 games, but Dallas is a tough team to beat at home, and they smashed.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. What else do we have here? I've got a lot of comments coming in. Todor Petkov. Shout out to Todor Petkov.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually don't have a lot of time left in the show.
Wow, I don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to college football again. Jimmy the Bat. Let me just review all the college football picks that I have given. Haters, lovers, and everyone in between. Take note. Hold on one second. Let me just review. Let me just pull up the football show sheet here. Once again, Jimmy the Bag and I keep track of all of our plays. That is an incredibly stupid thing to do from a strategy perspective, because it's so hard to come out positive in sports betting, but we do it anyway. These are the picks that I have given so far in college football. Louisiana Lafayette -10. That line has moved against me. Southern Miss +8.5. Baylor plus 14.5. I bet it at 16.5. I gave it as a pick at 14.5. Vanderbilt +7. UTSA +14. Nebraska +6. That line has moved. Kent State +11. Minnesota, Ohio State under 59.5. And late yesterday we gave Tennessee +15.5. Leans that I got would be Tulsa +7.5, although I don't know if 7.5 is still available. Rice, I'm leaning that way at +16.5, and that's it. Jimmy the Bag is given just Minnesota, Ohio State under 59.5, and Tennessee +15.5, and that's it for college football right now. Kyle Jack said that he's got MAC picks that he was going to share in the college football section. I know Kyle Jack said that he was leaning, or did he decide officially that he likes Buffalo?
We have the official plays right here.
Shout out to Kyle Jack. You are a fucking awesome person. I would wish you good luck in life, but I don't think you need it. But I'm wishing it to you anyway. I love you, Kyle Jack. Let's see what Kyle Jack has to say. MAC official plays. Best bet, looking to go 6-0 on them. Toledo -1. Official plays. Northern Illinois -4. Kent State +11. Already on it. Buffalo -11 and Ball State +3. Wow. Okay.
Love that. We'll love that. And just a quick extra shout out to Todor Petkov. Appreciate it. I'm an ex-NCAA goalie, played Fleury all my youth.
Wow.
So that's great. We love having your insight. Thank you for joining us. And please stick around for all of our NHL capping this year. We'd love to have your insights.
So Kyle Jack likes Toledo -1, Northern Illinois -4, Kent State +11, already on it. Buffalo -11, and Ball State +3. Wow.
Yeah, and it looks like Buffalo is going to be his best bet of the week.
I mean, Buffalo is a very impressive team. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's easy to overthink yourself and say, will they have a letdown here? And the answer is yes, 25% of the time. You know what I'm saying? That comes with the territory in all professional sports and college sports. I'm copying and pasting this from Kyle Jack. Huge shout out to Kyle Jack.
Both Eli Bulldog and Anil Frank on Texas Tech.
Wow. Really? Yeah, see, I had a TCU against Iowa State. I don't remember if I gave that an official pick or not, but I bet it. It was if it wasn't an official pick, which I think it was a lean. And I was thinking the same way here, but the line is clearly moved in Texas Tech's favor. A lot of commenters in the show correctly predicted that West Virginia would be the side with value against Texas Tech, and they were right on that one. That was not an official pick for me, but I did bet it, and it was definitely a lean. And now the question is just, I'm going to have to look into this one deeply, because I got to get a better read on TCU. I might be over. I know they have a quarterback who is, questionable at best. You know what I mean? Makes questionable decisions, and that might be really screwing them. On the other hand, my assumption is, I'll have to look into it more carefully, but I'm assuming that they have the same style TCU roster, just a ton of speed on defense, right? I was thinking about the under in that one, actually. I was also thinking under. Wow, so they all like Texas Tech. I'm going to look into that one a little bit more. Other comments, Jimmy the Bag.
Melee Pelasways on Central Michigan -2. Kyle Jack saying Toledo best bet, but pretty sure Buffalo covers. Brewski 311, love LSU +7.5. They always cover as a home dog. I actually like them to maybe win outright, but 7.5 for sure.
I'm going to go into Google Translate right now and see if I can find out what the fuck this Russian guy is writing to us in Russian, because I was like, oh, this is so great. We have a guy from Russia. But then I was like, that might be like another hater clone that thinks that, because that would be funny. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you, here's my tip to you, haters, all haters out there, Jessica Fine and everyone. This shit would be funny. Come in and post some hate in a different language, and only people who go to Google Translate and plug it in would get that. I know what's funny. Trust me on this one. That shit would be funny. Posting hate that we can't read, that you can only read in Google Translate with a different language, that would be funny. If I was a hater, that's what I would do. And that's why, you know, even as a hater, I would be better than you haters out there at hating. All right, let's see what we got here. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. And Bulgogi liking LSU money line at home as a big dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's two guys liking that big spot. Can we break down this game here tomorrow night?
Mm-hmm.
South Florida at Tulsa.
Yeah, all right, let's talk about it. I'm going to look into it a lot more this evening. I bet Tulsa at 7.5, and I did beat the line move.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you think about this game, Jim?
Well, I'm curious of what you think on the total as well. We have two teams that love to run the ball. Cronkite is an absolute beast. 302 yards last week in that win over Massachusetts. And then we're dealing with a Tulsa team that has Corey Taylor and Shamari Brooks. Now, Brooks missed last game. Do we know if Shamari Brooks is going to be playing for them?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know?
Oh, I don't know. No, I'm going to look at this. Hold on. Sorry, I'm reading. Go. Okay, just
Corey Taylor and Shamari Brooks are going to be able to run the ball like crazy too. Now, Luke Skipper lost his job.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Boomer is now the quarterback there. Boomer did not look that good. You know they're just going to run the ball all day. Run the ball all day. Both squads are going to run the ball like crazy. So what is the total here? Let me pull it up.
The total I don't know about, but we got some interesting comments on the Texas Tech game that I do want to review.
Sure.
Darryl Lyles likes the Texas Tech full game under. I agree. There might be correlation with the TCU cover and the under, and the Texas Tech full cover and the over.
Jay the Gifted says, I think the over is the play in TCU Texas Tech. He says, if you're on Tech, then would you consider the over? Because if I pick Tech, I'm going to guess TCU's offense can expose a defense like Tech.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
So Noli Knows is on USF Tulsa under, and that makes sense when you know they're going to be running the ball all day.
Mm-hmm.
All day long. I want to grab that. Okay, why don't you break down a play? I'm going to grab that total and see if I can hammer it.
Break down a play. All right, let me read some comments. Bill Butler says, Pete, if anyone here is talking shit in Latin, I will let you know I'm a certified Latin. Shout out to you, Bill Butler. There's a lot of comments that I copied and pasted coming in here. Once again, Stephen Allel, it's 5 o'clock Eastern time if you want to tail this one. Limon and Herediano money line minus 115. Let's see other comments that I got going on here. I'm just looking for comments here. Looking for so many of these comments. I don't even know. Noli Knows likes USF Tulsa under.
So do I.
Mm-hmm.
So do I. Boomer's not going to pass the ball at all. The only issue is, does either team have a tiny bit of a run defense that can slow down the other?
Mm-hmm.
Who has the best run defense? You know, I'm going to spend the afternoon on this game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make it an official play. Noli Knows Tulsa 4-0 on the under. Hal Abraham's liking Iowa minus 5.5 versus Indiana.
That's a tough one. The line has definitely moved in Iowa's favor. Anil Frank, not high on Robinson at all. Texas Tech, high-powered offense, hard to keep up with them. Brewski 311 loves LSU. Brewski 311 love LSU plus 7.5. They always cover as a home dog. I actually like them to maybe win outright, but plus 7.5 for sure. I was thinking about the under on that one, which is probably correlated with an LSU cover. Brewski 311, yeah, that's a tricky one. It's a tough place to go into play. Obviously, Georgia has been rolling, and especially offensively. I'm liking the under on this one. I did bet it. That is one of my leans. It's a low total. You know, it's around 50.5 or 51, but I would have a slight lean to LSU and a stronger lean to the under on that one, Brewski 311. I'm assuming if you like LSU here, it's not because you think it's going to be a shootout and LSU is going to keep up with them. I'm assuming it's because you think LSU is going to clamp down on defense and it's going to be a tough, low-scoring game, which is what I am expecting, and I agree with you, Brewski 311.
DJ Big Boss backing the under USF Tulsa. I can get a 62. That line seems to be going down slowly. I expect it to go down more, and I'm going to lock it in right now.
Which one do you want?
USF Tulsa under 62.
USF Tulsa under 62. All right. Why don't you read some comments while I pull up the sheet where I can find this one for you. USF and Tulsa under 62. All right. Hold on. Okay.
So some questions, people asking about First off, Fresno. Fresno is a team that people want to back week in and week out. And why not here? I know it's a huge spread, but how bad did Wyoming look at Hawaii against a quarterback who should be able to be stopped? So I know a ton of people on Fresno. I need to spend a little bit more time on that. And then we have UCF Memphis.
Mm-hmm. That's a tough one. All right, so USF Tulsa 62 minus 110 at Bookmaker.
Beautiful.
Yeah, the Memphis game is a tough one. Obviously, the big question here, I think, is how productive will Memphis' offense be against the UCF defense? My sense is that Memphis will be able to put up some points. I was thinking that Memphis, as a home dog, would have some value. And obviously, I'm sure a lot of people are thinking that the over is a no-brainer play. I'm not sure what I think about that, but I can understand why people think that.
Well, both teams can score at will.
Yeah.
What is the total at?
On that one, I saw 78. I don't know if it's moved yet. I'm assuming that it's going to get bet up a little bit. Yep, now it's up to 79.5. Heritage at 80.5. You wager at 81.
Wow.
Bet365 at 81. Yep, I saw 78. 81. Pinnacle hanging tough at 79.5, but other places at 80. Heritage 80.5. Bookmaker 81. Wow. My bookie at 81.5. It's just exploding up here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Troy V saying +7 is too much. Tech keeps this close, maybe even outright winner.
Mm-hmm.
Teddy B saying, Jimmy, no love being shown to Oregon. I understand Washington is a good team, but Oregon team total over should be a low enough with value. I love that. I love that, Teddy B. You're absolutely right. Nobody giving Oregon respect.
I was thinking that I was leaning both over and Oregon, which means that by definition I would be leaning Oregon team total over, and I agree with that. Who said that, Teddy B? Yes.
Teddy B.
I agree with you, Teddy B.
I love that call. I love that call.
Yeah.
John Roy saying over 81. That's tough.
Yeah.
Troy V saying Nebraska +4. That is a joke. Lots of these kids have given up. Northwestern rolls this.
Okay, so then can you please answer then why there's been such a big market move in favor of Nebraska? That's the big question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Roy says tough to call, but I think UCF gets by. Not applicable saying this is sounding how WNBA used to be.
What's that?
I don't know. Jada Gifted, I was loving the Badgers in this spot against Michigan.
All right, there's one other play that I have to give, and that is going to be, this is a bet that I made on the opening line, and the line appears to be headed down. I want to make this bet before it goes any lower. Pitt Notre Dame under 56. Pitt Notre Dame under 56. I had Pitt last week. Who did Notre Dame play last week? They blew someone out.
They did.
They blew someone. Oh, Virginia Tech, right?
Yeah.
I think this might be a little bit more reminiscent of Notre Dame's earlier games at home, which were lower scoring. And I'm going to take the under here. I'm going to get 56 minus 115 at Pinnacle. Under 56 minus 115. The line appears to be headed down. I got the opener. I think I got it at 57 or 56.5. And I will take Pittsburgh. Notre Dame under 56 minus 115. That's the current line at Pinnacle. I want to jump on that one. Okay. Anything else, Jim?
Angel Romero saying we'll give out some good picks, some great international friendlies coming up.
Oh, awesome.
Kyle Jack saying Northwestern, no problem. Las Vegas, Penn +11. Definitely on the other side of this.
Wait a minute. Wait. Northwestern. He likes Northwestern, Kyle Jack. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Well, Kyle Jack, what the hell? What's up with the line move? Kyle Jack, it opened at 7.5. I bet it at 6.5. I gave it as a pick at 5.5, and now it's down to 3.5 or 4. Kyle Jack, what's up with that, right? In light of how bad Nebraska has been, in light of how good Northwestern has been, in light of how much legitimately the Nebraska guys might have quit, and now it's a road game. What's up with the, is that just people?
Wow.
Go ahead.
Dwayne Reed backing Kyle Jack and you at Kent State.
Oh, yeah, already on it.
That to me is a jump all over when I see you guys all on the same play.
Bet it at 12.5, gave it as a pick at 11.
Please give me Kent State right now.
Okay, let's see what we can give you right now, Jim. We might not be able to give you the greatest line in the world here, but let's see. At least we'll be able to give you 10.
Double digits, right? I'll get at least double digits.
I think so. Let's see. We're line shopping here at SBRodds.com. Sorry. It's just taking a little bit of time for this page to load here. All right, we'll talk a lot more about college football in the evening show.
Yes.
I'm going to be doing the pre-snap reads show, so I'll have more information from Al McMorty, Ian Cameron, and Joe Gavassi getting their takes on a lot of those games. Of course, Ian Cameron and Al McMorty have been, especially Ian Cameron in college football, doing very, very, very well. Ian Cameron. Shitty in CFL, shitty when he goes head-to-head against Al McMorty and everything else, just killing it. Shout out to Ian Cameron. Let's see what we can find you here for Kent State.
Thank you.
Just give me 1 second. We can give you, still 11s. 11 minus 110. There you go.
Beautiful.
Okay. Kent State. So Jim's going to take Kent State plus 11 minus 110.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Joe Martinez said TCU and Robinson can't make the throws to expose Tech's defense. Tech's D has been decent. Texas Tech has the talent to move the ball. Bowman is starting for Tech at quarterback. Texas Tech +7 is the play. Jansen Bonds and best big double-digit fave is Boise State for me. Troy V saying, I just don't understand the line moving on Nebraska Northwestern. I love Northwestern.
I know. All right, so maybe it's you know what it could be? It could be some arrogant nerds just sitting there saying that, like, Nebraska's look terrible, Northwestern's look great. Now Northwestern's at home. I'm going to take Nebraska and be contrarian. You know what I mean? A couple of contrarian nerds sitting there, pounding away at Nebraska. It doesn't take that much money. I mean, that's a big move, but a couple of contrarian nerdy syndicates with confidence in their opinions will be able to drive that from 6.5.
Dwayne Reed also liking the under 56 Penn State versus Michigan State. Dwayne Reed, very sharp, has caught my attention.
Right, here you go. Tomorino Tomor. Northwestern is often strong as a dog, but they've never been strong as a favorite. Letdown spot. Yes, that's what I'm sure those guys are thinking.
Jansen Bonds and liking Northwestern as well. Very interesting. Very interesting. And Kyle Jackson, I've seen first-hand sharp money pushing this line down, only to pull the classic move of smashing it at the great number and possibly catch a middle.
Wait, where is that? Okay. Kyle Jack, I've seen first-hand sharp money pushing this line down, only pull the classic move of smashing it at a great number and possibly catch a middle beat. Yes, Kyle Jack, that definitely, it used to happen a lot more, and you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't know how old Kyle Jack is, but it used to happen a lot more, and there was a lot of market manipulation that used to go on, and then even after they started to catch it in the major stuff, stuff would happen in like arena football and the minor markets like that. Absolutely, that did used to go on. Now the markets, though, are so mature that, I'm just not sure if I don't know for a fact, but my assumption is that sort of thing has died down. But it definitely used to happen. Kyle Jack is absolutely right.
Stephen Allard liking Herediano money line. Moved from -115 to -175. Huge swing, but I would still take the -1. However, and then our man Angel Romero backing that play.
Okay.
Tomor saying Northwestern still has no running game. Negative rush yards for most of the game against Michigan State. And Joe Licari, Pete, you like Buffalo?
I did. I mean, I like Buffalo in general the whole year. I was looking at them to be, a team that was going to be good, but maybe still a little bit undervalued. And in their first 10 games to maybe be, 6-4 ATS or 7-3.
Well, I love Troy V. I watch all Iowa games. This is a trap, and I'm not on this game.
Yeah.
I do like Ottawa, but I could see Indiana cover.
Yes, I was thinking the same way. I was thinking Iowa's an impressive team. But should Indiana be a home dog here? And I was not totally convinced of that. The line has moved in their favor, but we'll see what this line is when it closes.
Jada Gifted, big on Penn State. They're going to destroy Party. And Tomor saying, I think Alabama rolls. Saban called out the defense, and Missouri has no pass defense. Alabama should score 50 easily. I like them first half, night game at home.
Okay. So do we want to move on to NFL or anything? A minute or two on NFL, and then we'll wrap this up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, go ahead, Jim.
Let's do it. And it's the Colombian League that Stephen Alla and Angel Romero are talking about. Let me just pull up my NFL notes.
Yes, I'll review all the picks that we've given in NFL. So far, I've only given 2 picks. Rams, Denver, under 52.5. And I did give the Pittsburgh Steelers team total over 25.5 -107. But I got some pushback from a bunch of people saying, be careful about Big Ben on the road, blah, 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 blah. I took the team total over 25.5. It just feels like, Pittsburgh's, whether they win or lose or cover or not, that it's going to be a high-scoring game, that they're going to be able to put up some points at some point, but maybe not. Maybe that was a mistake. Leans that I got, I am thinking about the under in Seattle, Oakland, thinking about the Atlanta Falcons team total over 30.5, despite the fact that, Tampa Bay is off of a bye and off a game where their defense got gashed, where their secondary got gashed, and they're presumably going to be giving it all to prove that they're not a terrible defense. But that's a lean for me. Atlanta team total over 30.5. Leaning Minnesota -10. Leaning Washington -1. The plays that Jim has given officially, just Tennessee +3, -115, and Rams Denver under 52.5, -110.
Has there been any total movement in that 52.5 that I was thinking might?
Pretty sure movement? As of right now there wouldn't be that much, but we probably will see some later on.
I like the Vikings and the Cardinals team total under. I'm going to make that play at some point. I'm definitely going to make the Cardinals team total under. I'm a little hesitant about the Vikings covering double digits. They've not been a team that you can trust to do that.
Yeah.
I like the Chargers over the Browns. I'm hesitant to take the Bears on the road because so many of these guys from Chicago are so afraid of taking any points with this Bears team, and that's just a vividness bias. This Bears team, and the Dolphins played so much better than I expected them to against Cincinnati. Tomer says Bengals were flat last week and still won. They were likely looking ahead to this game, possibly.
Yeah.
Colts at Jets. I think I've talked myself off of the Colts. The Bengals I find interesting, but hearing you liking the Steelers so much is
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking that no, not the Steelers. I'm liking a high-scoring game. I'm liking the Steelers to be productive offensively, and anything under 27, I was like, all right, I'm going to make a play. I'm going to take a shot with that. But I might, as we get closer to kickoff, I might be wrong. I might be way off here.
Moshe Bograt under Chargers. Brown Chargers are going cross country. Browns D steps up at home. And then Buccaneers at Falcons. And sorry, that was my fault. I was reading out what Angel wrote. That is a Costa Rica Apertura that they're talking about. Falcons? Sorry, the Falcons?
Yeah.
I like the Falcons here very much. I'm hoping that money comes in on the Bucs so I can get them at 3. And it opened at -3.5. Are there any 3s on the board? That's a big half point that I would love to jump all over. With the
let me see.
Falcons.
Let me see. Atlanta Falcons. Let me see. That line is bookmaker 3 -125. Look at that. Just bookmaker.
Love it.
You want that one?
Yes, I do.
Okay, Jimmy the Bag is adding on Atlanta. You want that one, huh?
I do.
All right, here we go. Let me find. Okay, so Jim's going to take Atlanta -3 -125. Atlanta -3 -125.
Yes. Now, I'm making that play because I don't know how long 3s will be available. I was surprised that one is available. It wasn't available yesterday. I would rather wait to know exactly what's going on with Hargraves and Conti for the Bucs. I understand that the Falcons are dealing with terrible injury problems, and now we're adding Grady Jarrett to that mess. But O.J. Howard is such an enormous piece. When you have O.J. Howard and you're so worried about O.J. Howard, Deshaun becomes available, Evans gets available, they get opportunities. DJ Big Boss says fade Winston. I couldn't agree more. Troy V says Bucks, Falcons, highest scoring game of the week. Take the over. Daryl Lyles, I'm on Giants, Eagles, full game over. Styles P says Falcons will be -4 by Sunday. And Tomar saying Conte is out for the year. Okay, great. Sorry, I should have known that. And Kobe Valentine does not say Falcons like iRetro Start, Seattle Seahawks must win. Easy money. I like the Seahawks here too. I'm close to making that an official play. Has there been any movement in that?
On
game?
what?
On the Seahawks-Raiders game?
The Seahawks-Raiders game.
I know it opened at -1, I believe, at Pinnacle and moved to -3 immediately. Do you see that?
Yeah, it's about, it's about 3, 2.5, 3. It's right where it was when I started looking at it.
There are 2.5?
Yeah, I'm not seeing a 1 at Pinnacle. I'm seeing 2.5 as the Pinnacle opener.
Really? Okay.
BetOnline has 2.5. Actually, only 2.5. Only BetOnline has 2.5.
Give me that.
You want that one?
Yes, I do.
2.5 -125. Okay, Jimmy the Bag adding on play after play here. Seattle -2.5 -125. That's the current line at BetOnline.
Love it.
All right.
Beautiful.
Okay, that's it?
I mean, we could. There's going to be lots more. We're going to have
Yes.
tons of time in the afternoon show because there's not a lot to talk about. So I will be adding plays in NFL on the late show.
All right, so let's, before we just for anyone who's keeping note, anyone who's keeping track, Jimmy the Bag has taken in the NHL, Philly puck line +220, Vegas puck line +310, in college football, USF Tulsa under 62 and Kent State +11, in NFL Atlanta -3 and Seattle -2.5. I have taken Philly Ottawa first period over 1.5, Vegas Washington first period over 1.5, and Pittsburgh Notre Dame in college football under 56 -115, and that's it. Okay?
That is it. And
right.
just to finalize, Bill Butlicker, my play of the week, Marshawn Lynch to score at least 1 TD. He was furious after the goal line debacle last game. Gruden will give him a TD against his old team. Guaranteed.
Wow. Nice job, Bill Butlicker. And as I've said many, many times, prop bets are the markets that you want to be looking at for better value than sides and totals if your bet size is relatively modest, as mine is. That's it for today's show. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Watch out for the pre-snap reads show coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, which I'm going to be hosting, and we'll review everything that's said in that show in the evening show. Thanks so much, everyone. We love you.